Hello, 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 and welcome back to Rebuild 3. It's been a hot minute since I played this. I remember we just met the faction that is zombies that have gained human sentience and can talk. There's the government right there. Ooh, excuse me, fuck the government. And Rufus and the boys made their way down here. St. Michael's School for Boys. We're doing a nice steady expansion. So the plan for today is to fully anchor down on this central strip of land here, and then start to push across this river. And I'd like to quickly state that, as of the day this video goes up, which will either be the 6th or the 13th depending on how things go, but as of the day this goes up, this will be the Friday series. Like I've said, I'm trying to more so stabilize my channel, get certain consistencies going. Sorry, I'm just adjusting how I'm sat. I want to get some regular series going. I want to have a couple of days that are dedicated to irregularity, so like, man, I'm planning on creating a day that will be the Old World Blues Day, and then leaving 2 days of the week, as of right now, unscheduled, like with nothing going on in them, where nothing's set. But that'll start to become apparent as time goes forward. I've already got the, Monday taxes going with Death and Taxes, and I've got Puyo Puyo, Saturdays, so this will be Rebuild Friday. But yeah, geez. Okay. So we were steadily rebuilding things, pretty easily, honestly. Where's my character at? On the map. Where the hell am I? Hold on. We've got a builder here, let's have them reclaim. A builder here. Oh, he can't reclaim that. Reclaim this underneath that trader. We kept sending our scavengers out as scouts, so let's do that again. Actually, let's have all of them go and collect some building supplies from up here. This guy was helping with some defense, but he's not needed to help with that anymore. You go to... Oh, there I am. I got moved across the river. Actually, hang on. Can you go further away and fight the further off zombies? Yes, you can. Yeah, everything was nice and stable. Ooh, we need this guy to do research. Improved teaching. Let's go with improved walls. And I'm gonna go and recruit the person in these suburbs. So all in all, I think things are going very well in our settlement. And this boy wants to talk to us. Also, hang on, I'm gonna adjust music up a tiny bit, sound effects down a tiny bit. Oops. Let me adjust my mic. Pascal Tremblay and I had time to talk again today. As he was saying earlier, me, back in the day I used to make a little review show for the internet, riffing on pop culture stuff, you know? I couldn't count the number of times I did a zombie movie or game and railed on it for how cheesy it was. And now look where we are. It actually wasn't the Zed that made me leave everything behind. It was the landlord. You see, I had this massive collection of guns on my wall, pistols, assault rifles, everything. Turns out he had seen them at some point, and when everything went to hell, he broke it in and took them all for himself. I would have wanted to make him a guns expert with that, but let's make him resourceful. Better at scavenging, okay. I mean, he's not one of our scavengers, but... Alright, do we have any traps we can deploy? Hold on, where is... Yes, we do. Let's deploy one here and here. And now let's go to the next day. Thunderstorm visited Spokan last night. Lightning struck an unprotected office in the government fort and it burnt the building to the ground. They asked for our help in rebuilding because, well, that's what we do. We'll send over one of our builders. The structure was rebuilt so quickly that it was like one of those Amish barn raisings. Assuming they used power tools and power tools. The building may even be in better shape than it was before. Needless to say, Davis is very grateful for our help. Alright. So I'm working on recruiting there still. You reclaim this. All my scavengers can go and scavenge this up. You guys go and start fucking up some Zed. Man, I've recently been listening to Bo Burnham's Inside, the soundtrack of it again. It's just so fucking good. And let's send you reclaim this while we have the chance. Oh, we don't have the building supplies, never mind. Wait, we don't have the... We should have the building supplies to reclaim that. Oh, it's not been scouted. Shoot. Okay, you know what? We're gonna send you guys on scouting duty instead. Because, since a horde took out some of their territory, I want us to go and try and take advantage of that and take some of their stuff. Duke Raid and his son have one hell of a crazy tale from the last couple of years. They've been all over the country, moving from city to city, looking for some kind of civilization that isn't set to collapse at the slightest disagreement. After some bad experiences, they've decided it's best to just avoid big operations like ours. They want to keep things simple. Bribe them with food. For all their talk, these two didn't look well. Francisco seemed half-starved to death, in fact. I offered the boy an energy bar, and he just about swallowed it whole. I told him there's more where that came from, and they practically followed me back to the fort like lost puppies. Alright, so let's put him to work on a farm since he's raising a kid. Bump, 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 bump. Alright, all of you get together again. And you go reclaim that before the government can. We're gonna leave them with a bunch of little fucking exclaves in the middle of our territory. And now go and scavenge that. Meanwhile, I think I'm gonna go and try and trade with someone again. Let's try and trade with the government. Actually, let's trade with these guys. We haven't traded with them yet. Oh, we can't. Let's try and trade with the government. Alright. This guy's done with his fighting, so go and fight over here. And let's talk to Darrell. Darrell. Greetings, friend. I just want to thank you for your immutable hospitality in letting these good, hard-working, God-fearing folk take refuge in this fort of yours. I just worry you might be a little too open in your welcoming policies. Not all of these are the right sort of people, if you catch my drift. Me? I used to be the most popular... one of the most popular in the right morning show. Alright, I used to be the sorry, I read that wrong. I used to be the host of the popular In the Right morning show. Why do you ask? Preacher. Alright. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the next day. I summoned to meet Jesse this week at the Rotten Fort. The mood was tense. They're offended that we officially formed a new government of First Spokan without consulting them first. Jesse warned me that they're taking our recent political action as an aggressive move against them. We have no intention to live under your new laws, he told me. And if you continue to lay false claims to the city, we may be forced to go to war. Apologize. Just seemed surprised, yeah. He's surprised that we apologized. Ask if they need anything, trade. Sure, I'll buy the whip, I guess. Honestly, I just want to offload some food. This will give them a really good opinion of us. They found binoculars. So now scavenge here. Where's the... right there. And let's give one of them the binoculars. Oh, that's right, the game's automatically equipping things to people, isn't it? I'm sorry, did it take away my uniquely equipped stuff? I ain't having that. No, 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 no. I want Maliak's sword and the old multi-tool the kid gave me. I'm not giving up my personal belongings, okay? Fuck you guys. Alright, oof. It's getting rough for them to go out that far. Go reclaim this. You reclaim this. Alright. We're getting a nice, like, steady growth of territory. Ugh. Just getting a nice stretchy stretch. What do I want to have my character do now? Let's go and try and talk with these guys, see if we can't raise our reputation with them a little bit. I found Jesse down in the tunnel, fixing a dilapidated mechanical bull he'd scrounged from somewhere. He flashed me a gape-toothed grin as I walked through the door. This don't look like much right now, but that can be said for us rotten. Some spit and polish, and soon it'll be looking as good as new. So, what can I do for your partner? Jesse's looking for a show of loyalty in public, in front of the rest of the rotten. He wants a simple gesture of fidelity from our faction to theirs. Not a big deal, he insists. He just wants me to do it. Kiss his ring, give him some tongue. Refuse. I think Jesse's giving me the silent treatment to like some kind of child. When I said I couldn't do it, he just shrugged and went back to what he'd been doing. I said something like, so see you next week, but he acted like I wasn't even there. Ooh, wait, what's this? When we met with Jesse, he told us a story of a young girl who was bitten and locked in a closet by her parents, who didn't have the heart to kill her. Jesse found her there 3 weeks later, terrified, half mad, but still alive. The disease changes us, he said, but our hearts still thump, and our heads still think. Well, mostly. So it's an insult to my kin that someone's been snatching us rotten, taking folk away, young and old. Care to wager who's doing it? I'm guessing the government. Bullseye, said Jesse. The rotten are tougher than a $2 steak, and the government's experimenting on us to find out why. The last fellow they picked up was our engineer, Chuck and Chuck. He had plans to secure this subway and stop the government raids for good, but they snagged him before he got started. Jesse's offering a word for Chuck's safe return, but he warned that the government wouldn't take lightly to interference, especially if they thought we were working with the Rotten. Got a pitchfork. Where to put my character? Down here. Let's go and talk with the government, I guess. Let's talk with them back here. Let's try and get more map explored. Meanwhile, these guys can scavenge here. And some want to talk. Have you seen the state of some of these storm drains are in? If we aren't careful, the whole city's gonna flood next time there's a heavy rainfall. Yeah, I used to work the pipes under the city. Never made any friends, but that's what you get when you spend your days up to your knees in sewage. Let's go with Green Thumb for arbitrary reasons. Does this look infected to you? I know our medic says it's fine, but what real medical training do they have? I spent years researching different diseases I probably have. I knew every doctor in the city by sight, and that's with all the emergencies in town. I mean, they're always getting paged. Every time they saw me coming, they'd have to turn and run. Let's make him half ration, he eats less. Alright, ooh, we got more people that we can try and recruit there. I missed. Let's reclaim this. And reclaim this. Can you go up here and fight here? Yes, you can. Why don't you guys start scouting a little? Is that all of our fighters, really? Oh, there we go. Pushed one up here. I thought there was another. Alright. I was gonna do something else, but I forget what I was gonna do. Oh well. So yeah, we're doing the steady, like I said, the steady push up this strip here. I would have thought the government would have been happy to have the Zed cleared away from their walls, but it seems they're all lathered up about us claiming the game store next to their fort. I might have to ask them to just open the gates and let the zombies take it back, but that wouldn't do either of us any good. Convince them it's okay. Alright. Senator Davis was obviously going for an oval office look for her office. Everything was painted red, white, and blue, plastered with American flags and the occasional bald eagle. But it was somehow serious and refined. She greeted me with a firm handshake. Then we got down to business. The government are having a recruitment drive. Specifically, they're looking for leaders to join them, and we'll treat them very well if they do. I can think of a few of our survivors who wouldn't mind joining the government, or we could bring someone else. The question is, can we live without them if they leave? Should we send someone to the government to live with the government permanently? They'll be gone forever. Refuse. Davis was clearly frustrated by your refusal to help them. I tried to explain that we would if we had the resources, but she didn't seem to believe me. I suppose we can come back next week and hope she feels like talking to us again. This is awkward. During our meeting with Senator Davis, she asked if we'd seen any strange zombies in the city. Zombies who could talk and use tools. She must mean the Rotten, who say the government has been kidnapping and experimenting on them. This is our chance to find out what happened to Chuck and Chuck. Or we could help the government by telling them what we know about the Rotten's fort leader. Ask about Chuck. Davis gave a sour look when I mentioned the captured Rotten. Chapter 3, Article 8b of the UN Charter states that any individual infected by zombieism are no longer classified as humans and retain no rights or privileges as such. I tried to press the matter, but she shut me down with words like classified, confidential, restricted. I guess we aren't going to learn anything more from her. Look elsewhere. Ah, it's a good doctor. We tracked down Dr. White. Let's just say White. Who seemed to know he seemed to know something about the zombie being held here. Oh my, yes, she gushed. We're making wonderful progress in our experiments with the rotten. They don't need to eat, and their cautious receptors no longer react to pain or heat. Yet they still score well on the Hopkins manual dexterity test. It's as if their bodies have bonded with the virus rather than being taken over by it. If we could produce a similar state in our soldiers, they'd be far more effective in combat. Where are you keeping Chuck? She seemed saddened at the mention of the Rotten's name. Oh, him, she said. It's a shame that one so bright-eyed and intelligent must be the subject of our test. But the UN Charter is no longer. But by the UN Charter, he is no longer considered human. Unless Charter 3, Article 8c states the infected entity may regain rights if they can articulate that they are citizens of a UN country and provide documentation for it. He can still talk well enough, but he doesn't have any ID on him. Maybe someone at the Rotten Fort can find it. So you'll infect your own people? The doctor huffed at this. With their consent, of course. What soldier wouldn't be proud to risk their lives for the state after everything we've been through? We are offering them increased strength, immunity to pain, the ability to take a bullet and keep going. We just need to iron out a few kinks first. Such as the rotting flesh. She made a face. They do smell quite awful. Alright, I guess I'm, back to talking with these guys. Oh, I can't yet. Let's go and trade with the kids. Trade with the kids. Meanwhile, let's push our cleaning out up here. I don't need to keep fighting these zombies, but I choose to. You go back to building fucking things. Research is still going. You can scout out here. Any more fighters? I thought we had more than 3. Oh no, I already have all 4 out. Okay. Yeah, alright. Next day. Ask for anything in particular. Trade. Sure. We'll take everything you got and we're just gonna dump a stack of food on you. Yes, now we're better friends with them. We're doing very well, I'd say. One of our people is now devout. Major Stewart started coming to church regularly. He must have been calling in his inspirational Sunday sermons. He really knows how to draw a crowd. Okay. I'm gonna try and recruit whoever's in here. Ooh, that place up there is looking rough. Let's see if we can't. There we go. All of them working together can get rid of them. You, meanwhile, just scout up here. Okay, we've got lots of stuff reclaimed. You reclaim this, and you reclaim the bridge. Or no, reclaim this bridge. Oh, we have that guy just chilling there. So yeah, you reclaim this bridge. Actually, I'll leave the bridge for now. Why don't you do this, and you go help with chopping wood? Alright. these guys are done scavenging, let's have them scavenge through here. And next day. Convince them it's okay for us to keep the cafe. They found a guitar. I could hear the two fighting from a block. Okay, yeah, bickering roommates. We'll take them both. We've gotten that event in the past. So you're gonna join Scavenger Squad, and you're gonna help with the rebuilding effort. Which means he's now able to go and help us logging. Actually, let's pull away. I always want to take away the weakest in the stack. You go and reclaim that. Alright, now we go and scavenge this. Can I meet with them yet? Yes, I can. There we go. I think we're progressing pretty nicely on the little, like, story here in this town. And have reclaimed a nice large plot of land. So, next. Well howdy, Jesse greeted me. If it ain't my good friend come to visit old Jesse. He offered me a mostly empty bottle of Jack Daniels. Care to wet your whistle before we get down to business? It was clear he'd been drinking all morning, but who could blame a guy in this state of undead decay? Probably lucky the stuff still works on him at all. Talk with Jesse? Jesse wants to set up traps to catch zombies before they get too close to their fort. Yeah. Sorry. He's heard we know how to build effective ones and wants us to make some for them. Yeah, we'll get you 5 traps. Jesse thinks we're real pushovers, giving them whatever they ask for. Like it's making them stronger. But they're doing it, but we're doing it for us in the long run. Taking a sip of my drink, hold on. We met up with Jesse and he explained the situation with Chuck and Chuck. He slapped his head, almost dislodging his loose ear. Well, beat me like a rented mule. It's that simple. All we need is some sort of identification paper for old Chuck, and they'll have to let him go. Not that most of these folks carry ID anymore, but Chuck was a local. He had a place right here in Spokan. He pointed us to an unclaimed suburban area. Might find his papers there, if anywhere. Alright, I'll head down there myself. I'll personally get his papers for him. Alright, you take over that building if he can help with the logging. All of you go and scavenge in here for supplies. And let's just lay out some of our traps. So, put one here, here, here to help him out. Basically want to make sure that the zombies stop respawning around these areas. These traps are overpowered as fuck. I can't believe I didn't get these things more often in old playthroughs when I played personally. Whenever I played personally, I just played in like the random mode. I never really played the story. So it looks like that's everything we have scouted. So let's leave the rest of our traps until we've scouted more territory. We got a nice steady intake of wood. Yeah, I'd say things are going really fucking well. You go clean out that, because we're going to be reclaiming that space soon. And let's go to the next day. Chuck's house had obviously cost him a bit back when money meant something. Unfortunately, judging from the teeth marks, the Zed had little respect for natural wood columns. The floor-to-ceiling windows hadn't helped much with the fortifying of the place. As I got near the house, I spotted movement through the broken windows, and a couple of disheveled figures crouched over a fallen body inside. From the sounds of cracking bone and tearing flesh, I was pretty sure they weren't giving the guy CPR. Sneak past. Oh god. I climbed the trellis through the window on the second floor, bypassing the Zed inside. It took a few hours, but I found Chuck's passport in a side table. Unfortunately, by that point, the Zed had finished their meal downstairs and were starting to wander over the rest of the house. I bolted but slipped halfway down the trellis and twisted my ankle. Then a zombie jumped out the window after me and chased me through the city. For an hour at hobbling speed. It hurt. Ugh. That's awful. Good thing we got a hospital for me to recover in at least. You guys scavenge there. So I'll go and meet with them in a little bit. I just realized they have like concrete walls, these guys. I guess they have the more advanced walls that I'm researching currently. You go and... You can't fight that stuff on your own, so why don't you just go and scout out further up the island. I'm assuming this is an island. Well, I guess it's not an island because it connects down here. Alright. Next day. Somebody turned an old 812 Mart into a brand new workshop. Okay, nice. I'm probably not going to use it, but nice. And actually, looking at the time, we've been going for more or less 30 minutes. So, let's tell this guy to scout here. You go clean the Zed out of there. Alright, you reclaim this. And then we're gonna quickly place a couple traps. Well, a trap. And I think that with that, we're going to take a short break. And on YouTube's end, that's gonna be a cut in the video. So, oof. I hope you've all been enjoying this series. Rebuild's been seeing moderate success on YouTube, which is why it's still going. And, I've been trying to keep an eye on World of Horror to see if I'm gonna do more of that. But what's actually funny is World of Horror isn't doing really good, but something that's been steadily creeping up in views is that train game I played. So, y'all might expect some of that pretty soon. Because that seems to be rather popular. Which, I'm honestly surprised, because, like, I love that game. I love dumb little train games, but I felt like it was unbelievably dull for viewers. But apparently you all are enjoying it. Also, God, thank you all so much for making the Homestuck video, the first one, perform so astoundingly well. Me and Arm are going to keep going with that. We've already recorded so much more, and it's steadily going up on the YouTube channel. Similarly, thank you for the constant support of Old World Blues. There's going to be more of that coming pretty soon as well. But, if you've been enjoying this on Twitch, or if there's another series you'd rather be seeing, or anything you want to say at all, there's a, ask box down below that you can throw any comments and suggestions into. I've already addressed one of the joking comments down there, as well as some of the legitimate suggestions on mods I should add to my Old World Blues list, which I'm looking at for future playthroughs. They're all actually really cool. I think I might play with some of them. I've been thinking about what faction I'm gonna do, and I think I might have settled on what I want to do, but that's still a while off. If you've been enjoying this on YouTube, give it a like and comment on it, and like share it around with your friends. And if you want to see more, subscribe and ring the bell. What videos are doing popular on YouTube is hugely influencing what games I play. Like I said, suddenly that old train game I played has been creeping up, so I'm thinking I'm gonna pick that up again very soon. And like I said, Homestuck is just doing astoundingly well on the YouTube end, and I can't thank you all enough for that. It's now, by a wide margin, my most successful video in way less time than what my previous one became my most successful over the course of like 2 months. This video is already shot up into the 30s on views, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot, but in terms of my channel, thank you again. And if you're but yeah, like, commenting on YouTube is a good way to, like, communicate to me what you want to see. I'm always trying to check the comments on my YouTube channel, respond to all of you, and hear what you all think. And if you're watching this on Tumblr and enjoying it, give it a like, give it a reblog. Like, the reason that Death and Taxes came back is because the Death and Taxes videos were consistently getting likes and reblogs from one of my followers. Which, yeah, one of my followers, not a lot, but it's more than any of my other video posts were getting on Tumblr. So any amount of attention you give can influence what I do on my channel. And of course, if you want to talk to me on Tumblr, which is probably the best way to directly talk with me aside from being here on stream, I'd recommend going into my Ask box. I'm on Tumblr really regularly. It's my preferred social media site. So if you send me an ask, I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna be able to respond to it. But anyway, I've been Alaric, you can call me Brian. This has been Rebuild, and we'll be back with more of it here on Twitch very shortly, and on YouTube next week. Ta-ta.